Hi, I'm Gary, welcome to the channel. Today the kit I've pulled out of my stash is a CVRT FV101 Scorpion light tank in 1/35th scale from AFV Club. I've wanted to make a Scorpion at this scale for a long time. It's my favourite AFV, so I want to thank Bobby G for finding it for me. If you enjoy the video, don't keep it to yourself. Let YouTube know by giving it the imperial thumbs up, hitting the notification bell and subscribing to the channel. It's free and a great way to show your support. This kit was first released in 1996 as a new tooling and was reissued in 2008, which is the kit I have here. Let's make a start with it by looking at the box it comes in. So here's the box of the Scorpion tank from AFV Club. The logo's down here along with the product code AF35SO2. The box art is nice enough drawing and painting or whatever of a Scorpion. Not been put into any sort of background or dynamic movement or anything like that. Just very straightforward. This is one of the schemes you're going to get. But still, it looks nice, and I do like a Scorpion anyway. On this long side, we have a couple of photos of a built sample in the desert colour scheme, and another couple of images of that same scheme. On this side, interesting that they've done some weathering on this, some dirt and stuff. Quite unusual for a built example from a company. But AFV Club, it's all about sort of the fun of building things and the sort of enthusiasm for the hobby, so it kind of makes sense in a way. Anyway, let's see what we get inside the box for our money. The box is a very traditional top opening slide on lid box. Feels relatively sturdy. It's like multiply folded on the inside, and there's loads more pictures of lots of different other products in the AFV Club range here, made examples and drawings. Inside the box we have the instruction sheet, as we can see here. Lots of, I don't know if that's Chinese or whether it's Korean, I can't remember where AFV Club is from, and we'll have a look at that in a bit. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bags of plastic parts in a delightful olive green. We have a package here with the metal gun barrel, some photo etch and the decals as well. But let's have a look at all these bits in a bit more detail. Here we have frame A. As you can see, the top and bottom of the hull, some sort of storage boxes and stuff like that. I'm guessing the exhaust, and tucked away inside the bottom of the hull, as if they're slightly embarrassed by it, here are the tracks. Now these are conventional, like single piece rubber tracks. The sort of thing they go over and they glue up and they go around. I'm not a big fan of these. I have bought a set of the AFV Club replacement workable individual link tracks, but that's just because that's the kit I want to make this time out. So that comes on frame 8 with the top and bottom of the hull. Frame B, as you can see here, concerns itself with the turret, and there's some hatches and bits and pieces as well, but mainly it's about the turret. There are 2 identical frames C for Charlie, and these include all of the running gear, some external storage, but primarily the running gear, all the wheels, hubs, fire extinguisher, tow hooks, things like that, but primarily, as you can see, all the wheel assemblies. Frame D for Delta. This is primarily all the suspension arms for all the road wheels, as a few other bits and pieces, a shovel and some tools and things like that for the outside. But as you can see, most of this frame are the suspension arms. If we have a look at the plastic itself, then it's okay. It's all right. It's moulded nicely enough. The louvers here look all right. They're not as 100% crisp as some other mouldings you see, but you know what? They're not bad, and they'll weather nicely. You'll be able to pick out some of these things with a bit of weathering nicely. It does all look a little on the basic side, however, in that, you know, yes, there is a cover here, and yes, there is a bar, and you can turn it and undo it, but it's not immediately obvious here and here in particular. And the quality of the moulding here, it's not as absolutely crisp and as obvious and as well designed as some other kits I've been seeing of late. These sort of hinges and things, you know, on other manufacturer kits, these would be a lot sharper and a lot crisper. They're not bad. I'm not saying they're bad, but do you know what? I've seen a lot better, is what I'm trying to say. Now to the wheels, you kind of like the bit that you're going to notice most about the kit when you make it, and the quality of the kit when you make it, is really in the wheels. The mouldings are fine. There's no real flash to speak of anywhere, which is always good. But you can see the actual wheel nuts don't look that well modelled. It sounds strange, but you know, you get an ICM kit in 1/35th, and you know, you'd be looking at the hexagonal bolts would be really crisp and sharp, and they're just not on this kit. It's a design or manufacturer issue, I don't know, but they're fine. They're okay. But, you know, you just know that they can be done a lot better. This is always quite kind of annoying where you've got an overflow with this. It's designed, you know, to have this overflow feature so this part fills correctly. But it's the cut is right between these two bands. So if that's not absolutely right, it's going to be interesting to try. It's not going to be easy to change that, to tighten, you know, to get that clean. You just want things to be easy. There's a lot of these overflow pockets that they put on to these parts, and they've all got to come off, and these edges have all got to be cleaned. That's kind of really annoying, if you know what I mean. But as I say, there's no obvious flash anywhere on these, so it should be okay to go together. Just wish it had that final edge of sharpness that, as I say, people like ICM these days are absolutely nailing. There's a sheet of photo etch for this kit as well. I don't know what these two bits are for, possibly bits around the front or back of the vehicle, but this is like a cover for the exhaust run, so people don't burn themselves on the exhaust, I'm guessing. But as you can see, this is the 1/2 mil standard pencil lead. These really are not very big. And then we have the aluminium gun barrel for the 76mm gun. It looks nice enough. It looks nice, like it's been turned well, and it should enhance the kit in any case. Then we have the decal sheet. We have over here we have some number plates, some registration plates, a few other bits and pieces of identification, UN things, Union flags here, Spanish flag here. Not a whole load of things on there, but you know what? Maybe there wasn't all that much on a Scorpion to begin with. But we'll have a closer look at the decals now. If we take a closer look at the decals, I have to say they're a bit disappointing. This is a 0.5mm standard diameter pencil lead here, and you know, they're okay, but these Union flags are very poor. These really are not printed well. I presume this is a Desert Rat logo. They just look really soft, and they're not finely enough designed. Even their own logo and technical stuff here isn't very nice, isn't very sharp. I definitely think some aftermarket is going to be required to get these looking a bit more special. So the instruction booklet is basic. Let's be honest, it's basic. So here, a reprise of the box art in black and white, nice and cheap to print. A quick history, very quick history of the vehicle, pointing out it was used by the Army from 73 onwards as a combat vehicle reconnaissance tract. Also used by the Royal Air Force for reconnaissance and screening tasks to secure remote Harrier airfields, actually by the Royal Air Force Regiment. Some basic specs here, armament 76mm and L23A1 and the 7.62 coaxial machine gun. Weight about 8 tons, 60 k's top speed, crew of 3. Yeah, very good. There's all of this is in Chinese as well, this being a Taiwanese producer. I guess there may be different types of Chinese, maybe Mandarin and Cantonese. I don't know enough about Chinese to know things like that. Anyway, inside there's a quick there's a quick translation of their icons, but that one does say agglutinate. I presume that means apply glue. There we go. Here we have a call out sheet for the colours that they don't label them or anything with numbers or anything like that. They just call it red, steel, tyre black and whatever. They give you equivalents in hobby colour, in Mr. colour from Guns, from Humbrol and from Revell as well. And then the instructions themselves, and then just on this multiply gatefolded single sheet of paper. The instructions look, they're not famous for brilliant instructions, but we'll see how we go when we get around to building this. There's things like this is a bit photo etch. You have to bend over, so they will bend it around a 5mm diameter tool, which is a nice piece of information to have. All sorts of bits and pieces. At random, they just put in the 104 Samaritan light armed ambulance. Don't know why, but they just do. There's a Spanish version. There's a slight differences in the versions, but there's a decal that goes on there that you wouldn't otherwise have, obviously. Here they're talking about the whip antennas at the back, and they're saying drill a 0.2 hole in this base so you turn it fine, and then use stretched sprue, and that's how long the bit's going to be, and this is how you do it, which is kind of interesting, I guess. Or you can just use some 0.2mm stock and put it in if you happen to have it. And then the tracks go on. They tell you how to glue the tracks on them and make sure you know what the track direction is, but as I've mentioned before, I'll be doing that differently. And then we have 5 schemes in here. We have a United Nations, well, whilst the Army were on UN duties, like in Kosovo and places like that, in the Balkans, Royal Army, that's just the Army. Royal Army again, no. But anyway, Royal Hussars, yes, that's the regiment. So there's Hussar one, a generic army, one from the Desert Storm, one from the Belgian Army, one from Spanish Marines. So interesting. Basically, you just paint the whole thing the one colour and then you mess around with it afterwards, essentially, is what they're saying. So that's instructions, not the best instructions in the world, but probably just about enough to tell you what part number should go where. There we go, it all looks very good. The metal barrel is welcome, although I'm not sure about the rubber tracks. Perhaps I'd search out some aftermarket for them. I know AFV CLUB make a set for a start. Anyway, it is an attractive kit of a vehicle I've wanted to build for such a long time. If you've enjoyed the video, then please remember, give it the old thumbs up, hit the notification bell and subscribe to the channel. Thanks so very much for watching, and goodbye.